Ahoy there shipmates, my name is Bryan, and in this episode of the 5 Minute Mariner we will be discussing the officer ranks of the Royal Navy. To distinguish between each rank, we will show any insignia that is present on a shoulder board, epaulet of an officer's jacket, or on the sleeve of an officer's jacket. The most junior rank in the Royal Navy is that of a midshipman, and they can be identified by their shoulder board, which contains a white flash and a gold button. The midshipman rank is the only officer rank which has epaulet flashes and no insignia on the officer's jacket, and is most commonly associated with cadets graduating from Britannia Royal Naval College. After promotion, midshipmen will become sub-lieutenants, and this is the first rank which uses both gold braid and the executive loop on both the shoulder board and the sleeve of an officer's jacket. The epaulets of an officer's jacket are now clear with no insignia. Next are lieutenants. Promotion from lieutenant to lieutenant commander is the only rank which has a thin gold band in between the two thicker gold bands which are associated with the lieutenant. This is the only rank in the Royal Navy which ever uses the thinner gold band on both the shoulder boards and the sleeve of an officer's jacket. After promotion, lieutenant commanders will become commanders, and this is the first rank which the officer's cap changes from a plain black peak to now a peak with gold braiding at the front only. As you can see, the shoulder boards now have 3 solid gold bands as well as the sleeve of the officer's jacket. Commanders are then promoted to captains, and this is represented by 4 gold bands on both the shoulder boards and the sleeve of an officer's jacket. After promotion from captain, officers are now promoted to Commodore level, with the insignia being a single gold stripe with the executive band similar to that of a sub-lieutenant. However, the gold band is approximately twice the thickness of that of a sub-lieutenant stripe. Next is Rear Admiral, with some significant changes from all other ranks, namely that it contains both a Commodore stripe and a sub-lieutenant stripe on top of each other, but also that the peak of the officer's cap is different, and instead of having gold braiding at the front only, will have gold braiding around the entirety of the peak of the cap. Next is a Vice Admiral, with the only difference between this and a Rear Admiral being that it now has 2 stripes above the Commodore stripe and not 1. The penultimate rank of the officer structure is that of Admiral, and this sees 3 gold bands on top of a Commodore stripe. And finally, the highest rank in the Royal Navy is that of Admiral of the Fleet, and this contains 4 gold stripes similar to that of a captain on top of a Commodore band, as well as all the braiding associated with the admirals on the peak of the cap. The ranks of Commodore to Admiral of the Fleet are also known as flag ranks, and instead of the shoulder boards given previously, they can also have very specific shoulder boards which have different combinations of crowns, swords, batons and stars. In peacetime, the rank of Admiral of the Fleet is most commonly associated with ceremonial duties with members of the royal family or very senior naval officers. It is only during times of war that an Admiral of the Fleet would ever be needed. Here, King Charles can be seen wearing the royal cipher of Queen Elizabeth, however now the royal cipher would be that of King Charles himself. All positions in the Royal Navy are dependent upon the rank of the officer, and this begins with junior ranks which can take up positions such as Officer of the Watch, Navigator, Principal Warfare Officer or Executive Officer, which is also the second in command, all the way to Frigate and Destroyer Captain and then Aircraft Carrier Captain. At flag rank, we could then be Base Commander, Commander of Operations, all the way up to Second Sea Lord, and finally the most senior position, which is the First Sea Lord. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more content.